20s are a phase of trial and error. You have moved out of the cocooned existence that you've had so far with your parents, and you're trying to make it in this big bad world by yourself. Career, money, relationships, you need to navigate through it all. But yet, this is that phase of your life which you're going to cherish and remember for a long time to come. When I was in my 20s, I had made so many mistakes, and I wish I had known so many things then, which I know now. So I hope to put together all of them in this video. Things that I wish I had known in my 20s. Stop worrying and start living. I used to constantly worry about my future, where I'm going to go to, what's going to happen about my career. And there were so many things playing on my mind simultaneously that I probably forgot how to live in the moment and enjoy the ride. Don't try so hard to fit in, and certainly don't try so hard to be different. Just try hard to be you. I prided myself on being able to adjust or adapt to all kinds of situations, but it comes at a price. In the rush to fit in or belong, I forgot those things that made me unique or different and kind of let go of them. In the long run, it never works in your favor. You got to celebrate your uniqueness and what makes you different from others. Even if you are in a group or with a set of other people who are vastly different from you, you need to stay true to yourself. Slow down and enjoy life. It's not only the scenery you miss by going too fast, you also miss the sense of where you're going and why. Slow down. You don't need deadlines or 5-year plans. What happens is when you rush through things and rush through life, you miss those finer moments, those opportunities that come your way. I remember when I was working and even when I was studying, I was constantly, heading towards the next promotion, the next leap, all those things that you really want in your 20s. But I forgot to take a pause, take a breather, and enjoy my ride, my journey through life. Happiness is found when you stop comparing yourself to other people. Well, this is a golden rule. You have to stop comparing yourself with other people. 20s is when you have just gotten out of college and you have picked up that new job. Your friends have taken on other jobs and other roles, and you have started on this rat race. And soon you realize that some of your peers and your colleagues or your friends have moved ahead of you. And you start comparing yourself with them and you start feeling miserable and your confidence takes a dip. This is something you need to be really careful and cautious about, because all of our lives have a different path, a different pace, and we need to accept that. If I talk about myself, well, if I start comparing myself with my peers and my colleagues and my classmates who started off from college, many of them are doing so well, I can't tell you. They are vice presidents of the companies and they have their own production houses. But what I realized very early on is life has different things to offer to different people, and things happen at a different pace for each and every person, and you need to stop comparing at some point. Only there will you find happiness. Because when you look back, you need to really look at how far you have come with gratitude rather than who else is ahead of you and who else is doing better than you. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. Lower your expectations of the world. I remember when you're straight out of college and you have these very idealistic notions about the world and the people around you. You want people to behave in a certain manner, to take care of you, to be kind, considerate. It never happens that way. Whatever your expectations are, I promise you that you're going to be disappointed and disillusioned, because the world never turns out the way you want it to be. The better option here is to accept the world for what it is. It is unjust, it's unfair many a times. You're bound to be hurt and disillusioned, but take it in your stride and move forward. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. When I look back into my 20s, I remember the time I had just started earning, and I would pretty much spend everything. By the end of the month, around the 20th or the 25th of the month, I would be broke. living hand to mouth, because I would have spent recklessly and impulsively. It took me a long while to get there, but I understood that saving money before spending it is very important, even if it is a small amount, even if it is something which is not very substantial, but make it a habit so that later on you could dip into it when there is an emergency. Also, I was pretty averse to learning more about money and understanding how money works, and I wish I had put in some time and effort into understanding the basic concepts about investments and stuff like that. If you are brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Don't let people's perception of you get you stuck in a situation that you can't get out of. Now, there are times when you have tried your best and yet things haven't happened. Maybe it could be a relationship or your job. But just because you have failed at something does not mean that you are a failure. 20s is a time to explore, to be adventurous, to look at new things, to explore new ideas, to fail, to make mistakes, to learn and grow from it. It's not the time to get stuck at all. So don't ever get stuck in your 20s in something which you really don't want to be a part of. Settling is the art of taking the easy way out. Sure, it will work, but you will never know what was truly in store for you if you had the courage to do what was right in your heart. Most of us guys and girls in our 20s have often heard this as in, when is the right time to settle down? When are you planning to settle down? Come on, you've been working for 2-3 years and it's time you kind of settle down in your life. So I was in my 20s and there was this humongous pressure on my family to get me married and settle down, because according to everybody, it was like, you got a job, you've been working for 2-3 years and now you got to just settle down, right? Thankfully, I could withstand the pressure to a certain extent because my father and mother supported me. But I also realized that there are lots of girls out there, especially girls out there, who are not able to withstand that pressure, and they get married too early, too soon, and all that they should have experienced and probably what life would have given them otherwise, they have missed out on. So I feel really sorry for that, and I wish this idea of settling down changes, because there is never a settling down in life. That's the truth. Communication is only effective when we communicate in a way that's meaningful to the recipient, not ourselves. Now, when I would go to colleges to give lectures or talks, and I would see a lot of kids around in the audience who would not voice their opinions or share their thoughts with me, in spite of repeatedly asking them to do so. I wouldn't understand why, but I'm presuming the reason is basically shyness or a fear of being judged or fear of probably offending me in some way. I wouldn't know, but I know for a fact that when I was in my 20s, I was pretty much in a similar situation. When there would be office meetings and when we were asked for suggestions or thoughts, I would never be the first person to get up and say something, even if I had an idea or a suggestion to give. And that was primarily because of the fear of being judged, or fear of being not understood, or maybe of offending somebody as well. It is a skill that needs to be learned, the art of communicating effectively without fear and respectfully. But I promise you that if you get a hang of it, it will open up some spectacular opportunities for you. Chemistry is not the same as compatibility. Chemistry and compatibility are two different things. In your 20s, your hormones are surging, you just stepped out of your home, your parents are no longer watching over you, you're meeting people of the opposite gender, you're dating and having fun, but many a times we kind of confuse between the two. What is attraction need not be compatibility, and recognizing that difference could save you a heartbreak or two. And now for my bonus tip, karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. These lines are from the Bhagavad Gita, and these are such powerful lines. Well, I learned it the hard way. Initially, when I started working and I was meeting people, I would always think about what it would yield and what results would come out of it. Whatever work I was doing, I was always looking at the goal, the outcome or the results that I would get out of it. And in the process, my entire attention would shift from the process of doing that job to the outcome it would yield, and it was never helpful. It took me a long while to figure out and to kind of detach myself from the outcome of the job that I was doing. But once I started that as a practice, believe me, it has been liberating. Now, I remember when I acted in the movie, somebody told me, my first movie, which is Humans as someone told me, oh my God, Dhanya, you're going to get so many roles and you're going to be flooded with offers. Well, none of that happened. And I remember telling that person that I'm not expecting anything to come out of it. I'm just happy that the movie happened and I'm happy about the role I did in that movie. And that's where it begins and that's where it ends. Now, if something comes out of it, well and good. If it is not, I'm still very happy with what I did. So I was never looking at the outcome. And in the long run, it kind of helped me consolidate my work and focus more on generating good work than thinking about the results. I really hope that you liked this video. If you have liked the video, please do remember to subscribe and share and support. Do hit that bell icon for further notifications in the future. I promise to come back with a new video very soon. Till then, please take care of yourselves. Stay happy, stay healthy.